Live. Hello, everyone. We are live, which means live. Live, live, live. We're going to be working on this painting that we've been working on for weeks now. You know, it's funny. I haven't had a lot of comments saying, like, when are you going to finish this? Are you still working on that? How long is this painting going to take you? And, you know, on one hand, I'm like, yeah, usually my paintings normally take long or faster. But on the other, I'm like, maybe it's okay to spend time, so some extra time. But ultimately today, I wanted to make today's live stream about all of you. Some high quality H2O. Okay, let's get started here. Let's go thriving people. I have a couple more updates to make on this painting. Let's go like this. I love how with oil paint, you know, it can be deceiving when you're first placing down oil paint because it always tends to look a little different after you've let it dry for a little bit. The colors kind of lose the luster, the glossiness, and it becomes more matted. And here we go, off to the races as we open up our supplies here. Happy Friday. Oh yeah, I guess it's Friday, so who would possibly want to watch a painting live stream on a Friday night? I know everybody's out and about, having fun, partying. Why would anybody be inside watching a painting live stream? That's lame. Just kidding. It's the greatest thing you could possibly do, actually. Sitting at home watching a painting live stream. That's an amazing idea. Get your popcorn. Have a seat. Get your loved ones together and just sit for this painting and enjoy as your life as your life thrives. Your life is thriving, everybody. Everybody who's watching this live stream, your life is thriving. You have access to the internet. You have the opportunity to even dream of painting as a possible career. You know, that's huge. It's huge to even be able to dream of being able to paint as a career or draw or whatever. Prior to modern history, that used to be exclusive only to the greatest of the great, the wealthiest families of all time that could afford to send their kids to the greatest art schools and all that. But now it is an opportunity that's open to pretty much anyone. And here we go. So we're gonna lighten this mustache here, this mustachio. And what's up? Got the Omi in the house. Omi Paints is here on a Friday night. Omi, is it still snowing where you live? Probably not. It's probably a good old springtime. Let's go like this. We're gonna bring this. Let's start to add some hairs here. Add some curly hairs. We're gonna go like this. Let's go. Bring that in. Let's go here and then out and around. There we go. Honestly, God looks like a hipster in this. Kind of looks like he's got a ponytail. Looks a little like a hipster in this, but anyway, let's keep this going. Hipster God giving daps to basketball player. We can stick with that. I like that idea. Let's stick with it. Got a couple of issues though I do see when I start to add some detail lines into some of the beard here. The hipster God. Yo, what's up, Angel? Thank you. How am I doing? What's going on? What's going on with you? Not how am I doing. Not how am I doing. How are you doing, Angel? I'm doing fine. I'm doing better than fine. But more importantly, you know, I want to give you an opportunity to share how you're doing. What's going on with you? You're thriving, right? You know what's cool is you can either choose to accept that you are thriving, or you can choose to reject that idea. Isn't that fascinating that you could simply just choose to either reject it or accept it?
Great.
Yeah, you're doing all right. Good to know. That's fantastic. What's making you do well? What are the highlights of your life? You don't necessarily have to share those, but you know, definitely good to brainstorm and think about what's going on that's positive, right? What is going on that's good? What are the positives? What are the great things? You got internet connection. We're here chatting right now. It's a Friday night. Maybe you don't have friends like me, so you're staying in on a Friday night. I don't know. This is a little bit of a joke there. Totally kidding. Maybe you're looking for inspiration. Yeah, I feel like artists, if this was the 80s, artists would definitely be out and about. Yeah, all right. So Mendez Angel has gone silent, which means it probably means that we have hit a chord. let's go around here. Let's go. I don't want to use too much of this red right now, or this pink color. Like this. It's got a nice little highlight right here. Yep, all right. Angel has said hi again. You got some new oils. Nice. Any specific kinds that you want to share, or is that personal? Too personal to share? That's cool too, if it's personal. Too cool for school. Too personal for live stream. I'm just trying to find some nice places to add this little pink highlight. I don't want to bring too much of it in. And let's bring out this highlight, this little dashes of pink.
Hey, look where Pookie is.
I don't know where she is. Where is she? Oh, she's on top of my painting. Ooh.
Yeah. She's leaning up against them.
I don't know.
Like leaning.
I know. She was here earlier. I took her off. She definitely knows what she's doing. She's just causing havoc, my cat. Alright, so you got some new oils. They're badly made paints. Okay, cool. Hey, you know what? Badly made paints are the best ones to experiment with. Badly made. There's no such thing as a badly made paint. Only a bad artist. The paint doesn't make the artist. The artist is what makes the paint. Have I even painted anything yet? Yes, I have.
I think there's cat fur in the butter.
Well, we do let Scout lick it off.
I didn't know that many got its fur in it. I guess I should have realized.
Now let's go straight into the toes here. Let me bring in some of this yellow ochre. And then, Angel, how much time have I been doing this painting? That's a good question. I don't even know. I lost track. But if you want to go through my previous live streams and count for me, I'd appreciate that. I'd say something like, I don't know, like maybe 20 hours so far, at least. At least 20 hours. You know, given the given the amount of details in this painting, I don't think 20 hours is that bad. As far as time goes. It's taken me about like You know, almost about an hour per figure, I would say, is a good number. Like an hour per figure. Each figure is probably taking about an hour. There's 13 figures. And then, you know, some figures have definitely taken longer simply because of what they represent, who they are. There's some bias of who to spend more time on. Let's go like this. We're going to do a nice little reflective light there. And then we're going to make the big toe just a little bit bigger. Isn't it 9? What do you mean 9 what? 9 hours or 9 figures? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's 14 figures. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, it's 14 figures. Isn't it 9? What do you mean by 9? What doth thou mean by 9? Can't thou clarify thy meaning for thy for thy gesture? I am but a jester, people. The comedic relief in your life. You know, that would be a cool name. Maybe I should change my name to Jester. Alexa, what is the definition of a jester?
Jester or
A jester is a person known for witticisms, jokes, and pranks. They are also known as a professional fool or clown, and were especially common in medieval courts. Jesters were often employed to entertain royalty and other important figures with their humor and pranks. They were also often used as a way to convey messages or criticize the ruling class through their jokes. Jesters were highly respected in their time, and their humor was often very sophisticated and clever.
Ah, I would have changed my. I would take the name Jester.
You would do what?
I said I would change my name to Jester.
You could do it.
I could.
Every month.
My cat says change it every month.
Jester Ferguson. What did you? Oh, you took my bottle cap. See?
Ah,
Such a thing.
Jester, comedic relief. Allow me to be thy jester today. Shall I entertain thee, or shall I just paint my artwork so that society shall have a new artwork to criticize a compliment? Shall I entertain thee, or shall I entertain thee? Shall I entertain thee with witticisms and criticisms of the royal families of the world, or shall I entertain thee with art, with everlasting artwork? Whatever shall I entertain thee with? Thine. Shall I entertain thine? Allow me to entertain thine. With mine witticisms. They say that wit is not born, it is made. Ha 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 ha. It is made in the womb. Good evening, Michael, to be your sidekick. Good evening, fellow artist. You gave a sub. Thanks, Angel. Well, I'm glad you got enough out of this to give a sub. Really appreciate it. Subs are always very welcome. Who doesn't like a sub? You don't like subs. You're a fool. We all like subs, right? Ha 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 ha. You know, I don't think I could ever be a jester because I don't like to like prepare jokes. You know, I really just like spontaneous ideas that just happen to be funny or amusing. You know, like I would never be like, but I can also I can't like make, you know, pull out. If someone was to say, "Hey, make a joke," I'm not the type of person that would just like have a joke ready to say. You know, there's a lot of people that are like, "Oh, what did the dolphin say to the cow?" And then they would have like, you know, something funny. But I don't do that. I've never done that. Alright, so anyway, let's get some shadow along the top of this, shadow along the top of the toe here. Get some shadow along the front of each of these toes. And these legs are looking okay, but I need like a color to really bring them together. Everyone gets to go to heaven. Do a song? What do you mean a song? You wish for me to sing you a song? Angel, oh angel. His last name's Menendez.
What?
Angel Mendez. Angel Mendez.
Who is that?
It's a lot. It's a someone on my stream.
Oh, okay. Hi, Angel. How are you?
Angel, the angel. Actually, I don't know if you're a male or female. So when I said he, I just kind of assumed that it could be either. Right? Exactly. So Angel Mendez is here. Have no fear. Angel Mendez is here to show us the way, so we're not led astray. These feet are looking so bad. Ugh. That's exactly what I was gonna do. I was gonna grunt.
Specific reason for grunting.
So is Angel, yeah, so I don't know if Angel is, in this case, male or female or other, whatever. Michael Wilbur is in the live stream. He's such a great part of the YouTube team. Ho, 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 ho. I don't know what to do about these feet. These feet are I'm going to be spending at least a few more days on this feet. I feel like I'm going to spend days on these feet to get them just right. We need a highlight right here. And let's get our toes. So this toe,
Why is it smelling in here?
go right about here.
It's smelly in the fridge. I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, cat. Can I have it? It's not good for you. No. Where is it? You took it. I don't see it. It's in there. Put it.
Angel Mendez, welcome to the show.
Oh, I found it. You put it in my shoe. That was smart.
All right, let's work on something else here. What I think we need is I need a brush that's going to brush. So that's a brush for fine detail. What I need is a brush that's actually going to give me a brushed effect. Just to blend these colors a bit more smoothly, like so. Okay, I'm gonna bring in some more of this highlight right here. Let's grab some more of our white pink. Just gonna do a little overlay on top of this character's legs here with our pink.
All right, folks.
Maybe a little bit more white.
So now it's mine. Yeah, it's mine. I'm going to Cutco.
Okay, I'll be here. I'll be here till the end of time. I'll be here. Like and subscribe so Michael Wilbur can get paid. Well, yeah, here, look. So you get this. You get a brush like these really fine point brushes. You can't really spread paint with it the way that you would with like a brush that's a little bit denser and thicker. This one I can actually, brush. Like there's an effect. It like really helps to push paint around. Other brushes, they don't do the same job of spreading paint around. It's a little different. It's just different. All right, here we go. So let's go ahead and add these highlights into the arm here. So it creates a much more like dynamic, creates some much more dynamic colors when you do this extra layer on top. And you can see just from the leg alone, there seems to be this contrast between the different parts of the body. Better contrast here. Let's go across the top. It's looking really good. Thank you, mean girl. Appreciate you. You're not so mean. You're not so mean after all. Put some collars and chains. Yo, Michael, did you finally see me on one of the movies? Is that why you're giving me some promo lately? Did you get to see one of the films that I was on? Now, do you believe me? I highly recommend if you really want to see that movie, the movie Knox Goes Away with Michael Keaton. It's a really good movie. especially if you're older. And I'm, by the way, you know, I'm not trying to criticize anyone's age or anything, but especially I think if you're older, you can appreciate this character of Knox Goes Away, who's basically a assassin, but he's starting to get dementia. And you know, he's this assassin, he has to like tie up these loose ends. And that's the story. But it's such a great movie. Michael Keaton is such a great actor, as we all know. And I don't need to like, you know, no one needs me to say that for people to know that. And it's just such a great movie. Highly recommended. If you can watch it. Knox Goes Away with Michael Keaton. That's where you can find me on TV, on a show. If you need me, find me. No matter, I think it's, if you need me, call me. No matter where you are. If you need me, call me. No matter where you are. All right. Angel has said hi again for the third time. That means he's like leaving and coming back, which is awesome. Thank you for doing that. Very, very wonderful to have re-engaged people. You know, some people like to come in like, you know, maybe once a day or like once a week. But it's great to have somebody come in like 5 times in one day. You don't know the feeling until it happens to you, and it's great. It is wonderful. So I finally got my car back from like having a week of problems with my car. Been having issues with my car for like pretty much a week now. Almost 2 weeks actually. And you know, finally got it back. Very happy. It feels good to finally, you know, have a vehicle again. I don't know how people like figure out Los Angeles without a car. Some people do. I mean, obviously you could just use Uber all day long. You know, you could just use Uber all day long, Lyft, whatever. But the public transportation here is not that great. And I just, you know, I would feel trapped if I did not have my car, which I'm very grateful for. I just want to say to the universe that I'm very grateful and thankful to have a car in Los Angeles. It is a gift. It is a gift from the universe. I truly am. Especially, you know, now that I've had this like experience of like not having a car for, I want to say, I mean, you know, for almost like 2 weeks, I feel like I haven't really had the opportunity to really have the freedom to drive or go anywhere. So working remotely when I can, and you know, a few acting jobs that come up. But overall, having a car is a gift. If you have a car, I just gotta say that you don't know what it's like until you lose it. Just like a relationship, a good relationship. You don't know what you got till it's gone. And I did lose my car for a little bit. Do I have an agent? Yes, I have an agent. I have an agent. If you ever want to book me for something, you contact my agent, SoCal Talent Agency. You can talk to my agent, either ask for either Rena or Steven. By the way, this is all publicly available information. You can find my agency contacts on my IMDb page. So, you know, I don't mind giving that stuff. If you want to talk business and you want to talk to my agent, there you go. You know what to do. You know what to do, so do it. All right, let's give a little bit of color into this cheek here. I'm gonna go around the neck right here. Let's see. Everyone should contact my agent and be like, yo, I swear Emmett's going to blow up and he's going to have so many followers and TV shows are going to want him. Yeah, send compliments to my agent. We can't wait to see Emmett on a TV show, a big TV show. Like, I don't know, General Hospital or Black Mirror. Or, I don't know, what shows do people like that you could see me working on? So, car, electric, no, my car's not electric. Feet still working, get moving, adult movies. Cops? Come on now, Michael. I would never be a cop. Ha ha ha. Who heard my laugh there? Ha 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 ha. This area is looking a little bit funky. It's not blending very well. I like how the lights are creating this like separation of shadow and light, but I don't necessarily. Dude, I did that. You know what, Michael? You missed it. I spent like an hour yesterday on the robe, and you totally weren't even here. It's like, Michael, you know, it's like in the times that matter, you're not there. You know, I feel like I feel like you abandoned me yesterday, Michael. I felt abandoned. And you know what? I just don't know if I can do things at your request anymore, because when I do finally do them, you're just not there. So I don't know what to say, Michael. I think our trust here is eroding. It's like you're never there for the It's like you're never there for the important moments, Michael. You're never there for the important moments. Yeah, I'll get over it. My life will go on. It sure will. I don't need you. I don't need anybody. Something about these feet. I'm gonna have to update eventually. But I don't know how yet. We'll see. Let's just keep working on the other body parts. You know what? Actually, I probably could work on a robe right now. Right now is probably a good time to work on a robe. Now that I've got this bright color, I can work in some of the areas here. Let's see. Is that adding a highlight or is that taking away? I need to be adding a highlight. All right, this piece of hair. I wonder how many bugs there are on the Sistine Chapel painting. Some more shadow. Yes, all right. I get it. Everything's got to be your way, Michael. Everything's just got to be your way. It's always like that, always. Everything's always got to be about you. Here we go. We're just gonna go add these like highlights into here. So I don't know if Mean Girl's still here, but hope you're doing well. What's the got any nice new clients as of today? I know you said you got a really great new client the other day. You know, as far as like talking to people who visit this channel, I feel like I've gotten into a comfort zone. And it's probably something I should probably break out of. When I used to, you know, with like Omizu and Michael and, you know, a lot of other people who often come in here, Dondrell, Danny, and then, you know, obviously all of you wonderful new people who are tuning into this live stream, Mean Girl, etc. I definitely feel like I've gotten into like a comfort zone as far as like how I communicate. And I don't know if that's a good thing. I feel like I should change it up. I don't know if this model of like communication is really giving the biggest oomph for the more majority of people, you know? Or maybe it is, but I just... So this section right here, let's go blend in this purple a little bit. Let's go blend in this purple. I mean, of course you like it, Michael. You love the one-on-one attention, I'm sure. I'm sure you like the one-on-one attention. Well, for those people that aren't engaging in chat, yes and no. Like, you know, I feel like when I first started streaming, the thing that got people engaged is different than what I'm doing now, which is engaging the wonderful people who are engaged, which, you know, I guess like it's like a, you know, I don't know. I mean, I guess the best streamers probably know how to do a little bit of both, right? Like, and this is just stream talk, conversation talk, you know. This isn't art talk. This is like streamer talk. You know, what do you do? How do you, you know, when you move away from the original recipe that people really liked and got to be a part of? And I'm not saying I'm going to stop like talking to Omizu. You know, you don't have to be afraid, Omizu. I'm not going to stop talking to you. I'm not going to stop talking to people who are here. Don't be afraid, anybody. But I am saying, you know, based on the original recipe that initially got people hooked, you know, what needs to be improved? What could be made better? Could be made to feel what might I have missed? Yo, did I say hi to Bowinator yet? I don't know if I said hi to Bowinator yet. If I have not, hello, welcome. If I have, allow me to repeat myself. Secret recipe? What do you mean secret recipe? Secret recipe for what? Did I already forgot what I was saying. I already forgot what I was saying or talking about. Oh, how's my day going? It's great. How's your day going, Bowinator? Thin dark line around God while also pull him forward into paint. Brilliant, brilliant. I'm not going to do it, but still I think it's brilliant. Brilliant idea. Brilliant. Why are all my viewers such great, talented artists? Why does Michael Wilbur know everything about painting? He knows everything. Everything. All right, so here we go. It is Friday night. Happy Friday night, everybody. Happy Friday. You have made it through another week, which means you are that much older, which means whatever you dream of doing in your life, you gotta kick it up a notch into whatever it is that you want to achieve. You gotta kick that up a notch. Whatever it is that you do. So my word here is, instead of watching me, and this is in an effort to inspire people, not, to push anybody away or to say anything negative, but it's going to sound negative. But, with all of our limited time here on this wonderful physical planet of existence, there are a few people who, when you watch their live stream, they will say, hey, maybe it's time to turn this off and do something that helps you get closer to your goal or your dream. Whether that is, whether that means starting a new painting, getting an idea, planning a vacation that is long overdue with your family, going to hug your cat. I don't know, whatever that is, right? For everybody, that's different. I don't want to implant too many of my ideas, but all of you get it. I think, someone such as Michael has already lived a very fulfilling, creative life. So, maybe Michael chooses to stay. But, if you're not Michael and you still have goals and ambitions, I don't know if Michael has goals and ambitions. He probably does. But if you do have some ideas, right, that you want to pursue, don't let this artist keep you from doing it. Because, unlike if you're watching Bob Ross, you'd probably be really active in your painting. You'd probably be painting right now if you're painting with Bob Ross. But sadly, my style of painting doesn't really lend to a tutorial format. That's not what I do. So ultimately, it does, with Bob Ross, you never felt like you weren't doing something. So, my word is here, my motivational idea today is take action, Don't wait for something. I mean, this is your sign. This is the sign right now. Why am I so good at creating a good community? I don't know. I think the reason why I'm good at creating a good community is because I push people away. I push them away and tell them to go pursue their dreams instead of watching. It's hard to do that without being offensive, I guess. Right? Is it hard to do that without being offensive? I think so, maybe. Maybe a little bit. How to do that with finesse. I want to go in with the purple here. Let's see if we can add some purple detail. So whatever anybody's dream is, maybe your dream is to become a millionaire. How do you become a millionaire? What businesses do you need to invest in? What do you need to learn about AI that can make you a millionaire? And honestly, if you want to use AI to write a bunch of books that are written by AI, and you want to be totally unoriginal, but you just want to make money off of AI, I say go for it. I'm not going to judge you. Use what you have at your disposal, people. This is your sign. Don't wait for a sign. You do not hug your cat mostly because you don't have one. You hugged your cat. There you go. Now you smell. You have a stinky cat? How do you get a stinky cat? Cats are so good at grooming themselves. The only time my cat has ever really been stinky was when they came out of the litter box and didn't like, you know, we didn't clean the litter box for like 2 days, and therefore the litter box was like just stacked to the brim with cat poop. And of course, you know, some of it got on them, but that's not the cat's fault. That's our fault for, you know, slacking on the cat litter. So here we are. We're going in with some of the shadow here, a lighter shadow. Chase your dream or your cat, either one, right? As Omizu has said, chase your dream or your cat. Wouldn't it have been hilarious if I just like stole Omizu's? Like, how long would it take for people to catch on that I just stole people's words? Like, let's just say, you know, Omizu said just now, or your cat, you know, so Michael said, chase your dream, and Omizu says, chase your cat. And I was to just say, or chase your cat. But I had actually read what Omizu said, but I just tried to, like, make it like I said it. How long would it take for people to catch on to realize that I'm actually just stealing Omizu's words? Do you think it would be 3 times, or do you think it would be like 4 times? And like assuming that like Omizu doesn't know who I am, and that, you know, how long do you think it would be for people to catch on that I just like stole other people's words to sound funny and brilliant? I don't think it would be very quick. I think it would take a while. Let's add a little bit of hint of gray into this. I want to get a little hint of gray into this. A little bit of gray. I am an actor. An actor. An actor. What does that mean? What are you suggesting, Omizu? Are you suggesting that I'm a natural born thief? Just because I'm an actor? So I need a little bit more color variety up in here. So let's just find like a little subtle transition. Nice little transition color, just to give it some roundness. And then I want to go in with just a deeper shadow, just this hint of ochre gray. Master Thespian. The Master Thespian has arrived. I am a Master Thespian here for your entertainment, you people. Yes, that's your entertainment. The Thespian has arrived. Your celebrated, most celebrated Thespian is here. I'm a painter. Painter slash thespian. We need a subtle little transition around this part of the leg here. Hello. You what?
I'm in the front because I wanted to get the mask.
Okay. Just...
Hey, babes. Hey.
It was kind of low.
Okay. All right, here we go. We're gonna go shadow into here just so it's not as bright. Yes, I know what a thespian is. I know what a thespian is. Oh, what is your point? What is the point of your speech? What is the manner of which you present your idea? Here we go. We need a little transition. Just a hint of transition. And these areas don't need to be as, you know, as highlighted as some other parts. The actor has arrived. The actor. Let's give a little bit of orange. Oh, all my oranges is dry. I guess everyone left to go follow their dreams. Very good, very good. I like that. I like that everyone has abandoned this channel to go pursue a dream of theirs, whether it be watching a TV show or whatever. It makes me happy. It makes me happy to see people leave for better things. All right, let's do some stuff. Let's do some stuff. I don't know what I'm gonna do about his foot yet. His feet are still kind of bugging me. But I do feel like what we can do is something about Eve's face. Yes, you're here. So this must, I hope this is part of what you intend to aim to do and achieve in your life. Painting. Maybe even becoming a live streamer, I don't know.
Hey, you guys.
So here we go. We're going to go down into this nose here. I'm just going to give her some more highlight. And we're going to get an even brighter highlight as we get to the tip of the nose. And then let's go on the top of this lip here. We're just going to get the tiniest little, actually, you know, I might even use a smaller brush. This will probably freak Michael out that I'm using a smaller and smaller brush every moment, but here we go, it's fine. Do what I got to do for the sake of the painting, not for Michael. Let's see, we can go to the top here. All right, let's use a smaller brush here. And this is one of those times when you got to decide between I was saying something earlier. Oh yeah, the brushy brush. This is one of those times where you got to figure out how to use a brushy brush as opposed to a brushy brush as opposed to a non-brushy brush, which there's a slight difference. So when you use a brushy brush, what you could do is you can actually, like, you know, mix in some of the colors around your space. Whereas if you're just using the really fine line brush, it kind of doesn't work the same. You want to smooth the surface. Let's see now, I can actually start to add these highlights along the other parts of the arm as well. And that's where I actually messed up right here. It's not brushy enough. But let me see where I can add some of these highlights in a positive way. Let's go like right here along the top of the arm. There we go. Your little heart-shaped shoulder part right there. And then right around the neck. I get it like nice and flat here around the neck. Some highlight there. And by golly gee, Willikers, I feel like I am saving this painting from what it was previously. Which was honestly a bit of a mess. But more realistically, it was just, honestly, it was probably just in the ugly phase, right? Like every painting has like an ugly phase when, you know, nothing's really come together yet. There's still so many pieces, so many things that you're like, I need to work on this, I need to work on that. That's not looking great. I don't know how I'm gonna rescue that part, but somehow you stick with it. I think eventually with oil painting, like that's the beauty, right? You want to be working in multiple phases. You want to, you know, have sections where you need to like paint over and add some add some luster. Oh yeah, so there's need to be highlight along the top of this leg right here. So let's go, boom. Oh, that's not enough. Let's see if we can get that here. Right around here. Honestly, for the super patient artists, I think oil paints are probably like the best. Because you know, definitely the longer you work on a painting, the more you know you work on different areas, and you start to like find how you can make colors shine underneath, and like, you know, just allow the paints to kind of layer on top of each other. I mean, I love oil paints, you know, for so many reasons, but this is, you know, having spent more time on this oil painting in more layers than I usually do, you know, it really has given me an opportunity to appreciate the ugly phase of a painting, and appreciate the, you know, how if you stick with it, you know, if you stick with your painting through the ugly phase, you really can make something that you can recover. I know that sounds like a weird thing to say, like, you know, you can make something nice out of something that you feel like maybe wasn't so good at first. It just takes time, that's it. Just time. Well, time, and you know, you got to put in effort, right? But you get the idea. You get what I'm saying. You don't need me to explain everything to you, do you? Whoever you are that's listening, you don't need me to explain everything, right? Whatever I said was good enough. So I'm going in like this with an ochre highlight here. This is my brushy brush. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 9:05 p.m. Did that answer your question?
Alexa, yes.
Great, thank you.
The light. We have to get coffee cream.
We have to get coffee cream?
No, I forgot to get it.
Oh.
No, I can drink black coffee if I have to. Like it's.
Can you?
Yeah. It's fine. It's not like it.
That's the most natural way to drink coffee.
It's an almond milk.
I'm going to continue adding some of these highlights. Let's go into here. And we're going to come like this. We're going to come down here. Let's go boom.
Hey guys.
We're going to bring a little kneecap right here. Highlight, a little knee highlight right there. Another knee highlight right there. And then let's go, where else do we need to go? Oh yeah, this in here. Go a little bit further up with this highlight. Can actually bring this around the leg a little bit. Hide some of the red. And then maybe just a little bit down. And how do I blend this all together? Because it kind of looks like, kind of looked a little bit too separate, you know? Kind of looks like I painted this afterwards. So I want to do something to blend it together. Here, make it more of a softer transition. That's okay. We'll leave it like that. And then let's see. Let's bring some of this. Looks like he's got a sunburn here. And then up around the neck. Let's find this color. Can actually go across the top of the arm here. Let's go with more white. And let's see, this is going to come down to the wrist right there. And we're going to add a little bit of this highlight across the top of the finger. And yes, I did commit to giving our god some extra big fingers. So it's okay that he's got these extra long fingers. Even if they're a little disproportionate, I'm cool with that. Excuse me. Why am I coughing today? I cough every day. See what's going on here. I go into here a bit. Let's go into here. Cat's going nuts. Going cuckoo. I think this highlight, this section's really throwing us off here. You know what? I may want to soften this highlight a little bit, or reduce some of the shadows. Actually, reducing some of the shadows might help a little bit more than just so the transition isn't so extreme. Let's see, in this arm, gotta go like that. You know what? I think this guy needs a 6-pack instead of a 4-pack. I have to change that up because the way I designed these figures, it's like his belly button is way too far away. His belly button should be right around there, I think. If I look at my own, yeah, his belly button needs to be like right here. So I need to make a lot of changes to this guy. I need to give him like one more pack, which, let me see how I would do this. So this figure is much longer than in the original. If you ever look at the original, this part of his body is actually significantly head to chest, chest to, yeah, this is his belly button needs to be like there. So let's go ahead and define this section right now. We're gonna go with one more belly, one more set of abs here. One more set of abs. And his belly button's gonna be there, which means that these need to just look like regular abs. So I need to kind of push the corners up a little bit. And I'm actually just hoping that this looks right. But if I just push the corner, I think this will do if I just like push the corners up. There we go. Kind of like push the corners up. Give these little angels, angelic angels, fully grown adult 6-packs. Honestly, I think that looks a little better. Makes more sense. Once again, another great live stream. Thanks so much, man. Thanks so much, Bowinator. Yeah, you know what? This actually makes more sense as far as the body and figure goes. You know, if you mess up, there's always ways like to try and make things better by just making more sense of things. So, you know, if I can just bring this up just a little bit, let me try to define the space here, and then there we go. That's awesome. And then we can put our little, you know, our body part there. So, you know, we're gonna have to fix that at some point, but for now, let's see what we can do about adding some of the shadow into here. And you know what? Let's go. Let's go find a good long brush. Might even use our Maggiore brush. Mark Maggiore's signature brush. And let's go clean this off. Let's pull away a little bit because we're going to be working around. Try to grab our browns. open up some of our brown here. Oh, still can't see that. Let's see. So for the background, you know, I typically like to make things very use very thick layers of paint. We're just going to use up the rest of our Van Dyke brown here. Let's find some white to dull out this foreground with some gray. Let's grab some gray and white. I'm gonna dull out this foreground background area a little bit. We're just gonna go dull it out. Some nice thick layers, some nice thick amounts of paint. Not being shy, because the paint's already almost dry anyway, and I'm not going to be able to use it afterwards, so might as well make the best of it, right? Make the best of what we've got. Otherwise, if you don't use it, you lose it. If you don't use your paint, you lose your paint. There's a life lesson there. If you don't use your paint, you lose your paint. If you're not going to paint, let somebody else buy it. Let someone who's gonna paint buy it. See, can everybody see that? Yeah, let's see right there. You know what? I should probably just grab a big chunk of this white. Grab a big chunk of this brown. Grab some of this gray and just smudge it across. Let's just do that. Let's not be shy with our paint here. Let's act like we're confident and bold with our paint, and no matter what happens, we can probably actually fix it. And I think that's true. And the only thing I really have to worry about when I do this is like paint boogers. And you know what? Look at this. It's actually turning out pretty nicely. Getting these nice, thick, textured layers of paint. Now, the only thing you really want to watch out for, I guess, I got to watch out for at this point is just finding Honestly, this probably isn't even the best brush. This brush is a little too delicate for what I'm trying to do, which is create this wonderful little layer down here. Let's get rid of these paint boogers that won't ever cooperate. They're paint boogers. There's another paint booger right there. Honestly, it doesn't look too bad. It's actually looking pretty good, if I do say so myself. This is a huge paint booger right there, so we're gonna try to pull that out of there. You can kind of see because it'll like stick to your brush in a clump. Have you ever seen anyone mix gray, brown, and white so beautifully? No, you never have. No, I am the first ever. I like where this is at because it's like a mosaic tile type feeling. Maybe even grab some of this red here that we can maybe bring in some of this red. Let's see. Probably bring a little. Why not? Let's try it. Let's bring a little red right there. Get more of this brown. This drying brown here. Let's just scoop up as much as we can. Lay it down with the red. Grab some more of this gray. Lay it down here. Grab some of our yellow ochre. We're just going to mix colors here. I'm going to mix it straight on the canvas. Make it straight on the canvas. And then allow our brush to do the work. Got to add some level of our own personal expression, right, to this. Just some level of like interesting design, something that separates this painting style from the original. Maybe it's a little messy, but that's okay. Let's brush the other way. Let's brush in the other direction. Here we go. Let's use our left hand. Let's use our left hand and go the other way. Let's see what we can come up with. Let's paint like a child. Someone's gonna say, dude, this section looks horrible. Why is it so thick with paint and like not uniform? It's gonna drive someone nuts looking at this. What is this section even about? It's not about anything. It's about the layer of color. Poke it! Out! Talking to my cat. I do like how it's looking though. It's got like this design. It's got a the brush textures, you can really see some of it in action.
It's hard to tell. Yeah, it's hard to
What'd you say about her paws?
I thought maybe she'd paint on her paws.
this? Why is it got red? What's with the red and the blue and the green? It's the earthen color. Yeah, look at this earthen color. This beautiful little earthen color we've achieved. Yes, there we go. That's what we're gonna call this. This is like a, this is, you know, the earth really does have a lot of wonderful. Pookie, go. Go. Pookie, go. Get. Go. Psst. Hey. Pookie, she just swatted at my hand. Like, don't you swat at me. Cat, can you get her?
Okay.
Can you wipe her tail off?
Oh my God, you got it into the paint?
Well, I don't usually. She doesn't usually smack her tail on this part of the paint. It's usually dry. That's why. But now it's wet. So just give her tail like a nice brush off, unless you want it to get over everything. She's over here. Right, and I would get banned too, so. Right here.
Hey,
This little troublemaker.
come here. Come here. Ow. No claws. No claws. Come over here. She doesn't want to go. Oh my God, everything dropped. Stop it. Stop. No. Ow. Stop. Don't hiss at me.
Oh, she said Emmett doesn't want you. To my cat. Okay. And then I think eventually we will go with a, we will grab some, we will grab green, of course, at some point. Let's see what other colors we can pull out of here. Let's keep going just with a little bit of brown right here. Just a nice little brown transition. A couple of transition areas. It's creating a bunch of different effects here. The reason why I haven't done the brown yet is because I know I don't want to start it right now and have my brown dry out, my blue dry out too, my green dry out too quick. I definitely think we could get some rich color though if we add our yellow ochre just by itself. Let's go add some color richness by bringing in our yellow ochre like right around here. We're using the Mark Maggiore brush. It's a brush a signature brush by Mark Maggiore. You know who he is. He's a very talented artist. Highly recommend following him on Instagram. I noticed that he's been doing a lot more tutorials lately, so if you're just hearing about him, it's a great time, because I feel like for the longest time he was like trying to keep his methods a secret. Well, at least his clouds are, I feel like Mark Maggiore's clouds are very unique. I think Mark Maggiore's clouds are very special, and he should definitely keep that a secret. I think until he's ready to, like, you know, I feel like his clouds are like a trademark. But as far as the rest of his technique goes, I think, you know, definitely it's a great time for him to be able to share some more of his technique and his methods and his painting styles and all that, because it can really add a lot of value to artists around the world. You know what? Let's add in some more white. We're going to add in some white into this. And into here. Bam. Let's add some white. Let's see. Right into here. And right into here. Let's get some blended whites. My goal here is really just to get some beautiful color variety. And let's see, what can we do now? Should I just pull out the green and get it over with? I got a tube of cerulean. I don't have a tube of green though. But I have lots of tubes of green. All right, let's start by laying down some permanent green dark. Let's lay that down. Let's lay some down right here. Straight on the canvas. Let's not fuss around. Let's get a couple different greens going. Got permanent green, and then we're going to do a viridian hue, which I think is pretty similar. It's going to be pretty similar in color. Yeah, just a little bit darker. And then let's mix a yellow next to it, so that we can get some lighter greens. Oh, let's lay that right there. Right there. Straight on the canvas. There we go. Let's have some fun. It's almost like this whole background was kind of pointless. You know? Sometimes I feel like that, but it really does help set the tone. When I do these backgrounds, it helps me like set the tone for the rest of the painting, I think. Could just be my imagination. You know, maybe it's just BS. But I do feel sometimes, because I do this a lot, I'll like do the painting and I'll have this, you know, this look, it'll look good. But then I'm like, oh, I gotta do more, it's not enough. Maybe that's like insight into my personal subconscious. It's not enough until you've added your touch to it, you know? There's people that say you are enough. But maybe it's not enough until I've added my own personal feeling to it, right? I don't know. Let's add some white. We got to grab some white into this, otherwise it's gonna get too. It's gonna get too like. I want to dull it. I want to dull the color a little bit. So let's actually grab some gray. Maybe dull the color just a little bit here. Grab the yellow here. It's different. Let's see how it looks in this section if I start to just kind of bring these sections up. Still got a lot of paint to spread around. Very messy. Let's actually go like this. We're going to bring this up. Add a little patch right here. And one of my questions to myself is, it already doesn't look natural. That's going to be, that's just going to be the way it is because, the way I'm doing the brushwork and all that. But what I do want to know, something I often ask myself in other times is how am I going to make it look natural going between the fingers? That's, how do I make this section appear more natural at least? Well, I did say I wanted to modify this section, so maybe now's a good time. Let me grab a chunk of gray here. That's a good color here. Let me go with our ochre. Mix our ochre with our brown here. Let's go into here. My goal is I want to make his knee look a bit better. So if I can actually like bring his knee up just a little bit to make it look a little bit more natural, I have done my job. His knee, so let's see, head, chest, navel, this area, bottom. Yeah, we got to bring the knee up just a slight bit more, a little bit more still. We just bring it up right to about there. And then I might just have to drop the blue down a little bit. But I'm going to do that a different day. Right now, I just want to get this area. Let's just get the area around the foot here. And then we could call it a night. We're going to take a break here. And by break, I mean we're going to finish this painting. Finish up this session of the painting. So here's what we did. I really just wanted to bring this knee up. I think that's a good place for the knee, but I probably have to like, this foot probably looks a little messed up too. What happened to the photo? Ah, there we go. I mean, it is kind of like that far back because of the angle. So it's not too bad. But maybe what we should do is we can bring this up. And define better where the knee goes. By doing the back of the knee. And I don't know, does that look? Yeah, that looks a little bit better. All right, so that was a nice little repair that we did. So basically the knee looked like it was down here, but the knee needed to be up here. Honestly, I feel like I could just push it just a little bit further, but I'm not going to. You know what? Maybe I will. Should I push a little further? I'm gonna push it just a little bit further. Just a little bit further up. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Not gonna ruin anything. And always just redo it. Redo the entire painting, right? We can always just redo the entire painting. Why not? There we go. That looks way better. That knee space. That space that space around the knee is much, much, much better in my opinion compared to before. Just a little difference can make a big impact. Don't ever let anyone tell you that a small change can't have a huge effect. Sometimes the smallest ideas, the smallest transformations can have a giant, massive effect. That's one thing that I learned while painting is, it really made me appreciate people who do eyebrows, because it wasn't until I started painting eyebrows, painting people's eyebrows or eyes, that I realized that even the most millimeter shift of an eyebrow can have a huge difference on how somebody looks. If you're painting a face and you move the eyebrow or you raise just one eyebrow a little bit too high or a little bit too far apart or whatever, it like totally, like eyebrows have such a huge effect on the way that somebody looks. And it wasn't until I started painting that I actually really realized that. What is this? This weird shadow here. All right, so we've got some good stuff. Let's do a little pullback. Let me clean off my brush, and then we'll pull this back so everybody can take one final look for the night. I'll close up my supplies first. And let's see, as we're wrapping this up, I'm just seeing where the hands are, and I feel like where the hands are, I gotta do quite a lot of contrast. Okay. And there we go. Thank you, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed the stream. Got a lot of value out of this exciting stream here. And all I can say is you are a thriving human being, and all you need to do is accept that. Like, let's just say there's two separate universes, right? One where you accept this idea that you are a thriving human being, and a second where you don't accept it. And what's the difference, right? The little difference is just being able to accept that you are a thriving human being. That can make all the difference. These really almost microscopic systems, these microscopic things that you can choose to believe or not to believe, or to even attempt to accept, can have a positive or negative influence on your life today, tomorrow, the day after, and for all the rest of your life. So make it a great one, and thanks for watching. Have a great day.